some good advice from. And then another thing is we'll just look at his overall running style, maybe catch some things that we can look at too. You can work on in improving your overall speed. So you can see what Noah really has is a great ability to get into a large amount of hip flexion with a lot of doesn't have very much range of motion problems. And the guy that's outside of him, this is Noah here, is really on the exact opposite side, and so it's a really a perfect example. So you can see here when they're both going through, one of the tests that you want to do when you're doing hip flexion is you can see if that knee ends up going inside the foot, and you can see that he's coming up, how he has to, the guy on the outside, how he has to kind of allow that foot to go outside first and then inside, and that ends up limiting how much range that he can end up getting. You can see, I mean, he ends up starting his push off a little bit before Noah, right? So he pushes off there, boom, Noah a little bit after, okay? But he ends up having to touch down with that leg significantly before, right? Noah does, because of his ability because Noah's ability here to keep good hip flexion. You can see the difference where he just comes straight through. His foot actually almost comes underneath the foot or underneath his hip. And his knee actually stays more on the outside in comparison to the guy on the outside, where his foot goes outside and he goes inside. And then also you can see that when he's going off and really reaching, he's able to maintain a pretty good upright position. There's some guys that are able to do that well. You can see this guy, he's kind of leaning over to the side a lot, and that's affecting his ability to really reach and get a lot of length in each one of his steps. He's very quick in getting his feet down because he has to really adjust his body as he's going through. You can see he's almost like at a side motion, or a backwards curve. So, instead of almost leaning into it, where you can see Noah's, leaning into it a little bit more, where his feet are more to the side, he's almost curving more on this type of a curve. And then we see this guy where he's kind of going the opposite, where he's almost curving the other way. See how his body's kind of doing that there? And that's just because of a good range of motion and understanding where the body should be. So as you're making that curve, your hip should almost be more to the right side, and then your rest of the body should be more to the left. Where on this side, or this guy, his body's more to his left side, and his feet end up more to the right. See how that's the difference there? So his feet are over to this side, hips are on this side, compared to Noah, where his feet are on more of like the outside, and then his hips are more on the inside. So some interesting insight there as you're taking the curve. Obviously a very, very important part of the actual race. Now we'll go into Noah when he's actually sprinting, and when he's sprinting, he has such a beautiful stride. It's great to see, and he's a young and up-and-coming guy. I can't wait to see him as he starts to get older and really starts to develop his technique more and more. So what you see with Noah is, again, I mean, you see this time and time again with these top level guys. They're able to get just such a beautiful amount of hip flexion and able to tap off the ground so quickly. I mean, when he watches in full speed, you'll see just how fast his arms are moving, his legs are moving, and I mean his arms as well. One of the things I thought was interesting that I thought I'd talk about is he gets into extension in his elbow a little bit as he's coming down. So watch as he comes down, boom, he kind of extends right there in that elbow, and then he bends it back as he reaches back and then comes back from there. So he uses a little bit of as he's going down, that, and you've heard about this before probably if you're a sprinter, where he really hammers down, and you can see he hammers and goes all the way into, not all the way into extension, but he gets into a pretty good amount of extension there, and then he goes back into bending his elbow, and now he's able to come back from there. You can see too that he gets a great reach. I mean, look at some of these other guys. Like, for instance, look at the guy here. Look at where he's very tight in his neck, very tight in his shoulder. Look where his elbow gets up to. Doesn't get up to his shoulder, maybe at about a 45-degree angle. Now look at Noah's. Noah gets all the way up to 90 degrees. Look at how good of a reach back he's having there. I mean, he has just a full. His arms are going through full range of motion. His legs are going through full range of motion. He's doing it so quickly, and really what that does, it creates a lot more stretch on your core. So in order to be able to do that and effectively create speed, he has to have so much oblique strength, so much core strength, so much really lower ab strength to be able to control his pelvis while he's reaching back and getting such a large amount of disassociation. And what disassociation is that ability for that shoulder to fully turn. I mean, he's getting a lot of rotation in his spine, but his hips are still facing straight ahead. This is something that you try to develop as a pitcher as well, is the ability to really turn those hips one way and keep the shoulders facing, more of a straight ahead direction. It's just the opposite way. Now what Noah's doing is he's doing a great job of turning his shoulders while keeping the hips facing a straight direction. So, essentially creating range of motion in the same muscles, but just different segments that are moving. Pitchers are more hips moving, shoulders stable. Sprinters are more shoulders moving, hips are stable. So again, another interesting kind of breakdown here. I mean, Noah's going to be, again, a very exciting guy to watch. He does an excellent job of doing some of the things that we've talked about in many other videos, where he gets that quick tap of the feet. As soon as he taps up, he's trying to get that heel up to his butt right away, and he's able to get that heel up to his butt right about the same time when that other foot touches, and that allows him to get that great flexion of the knee as he's transferring through. Just a really artful running, and then also his push-ups very vertical, not very much of a horizontal movement. He's able to get plenty of stride because he's pushing straight up off the ground, getting that heel to butt, and then transferring right away and landing with that foot pretty much right underneath him. Really good running form. Again, one of the guys that are the best in the world. So as always, thanks for watching this video. If you want to find out more about better running form, and you can watch some of our other YouTube videos, and we also have a membership where you can subscribe onto and get more information of the proper ways of running, some exercises, how you can strengthen it. We also do individual breakdowns for people that want to look more into throwing, as well as for sprinting. We build out individual exercise programs. I mean, it's really a lot of cool value that we can give you from really anywhere in the world. You just got to send us your running form. We could tell you, what are your missing range of motion, where you're missing strength, what's the problem within your running form, and then give you solutions for how to fix it. So, yeah, thanks for watching the video again. Check out that breakdown. If you have any questions, reach out to me. My email is Morey, Morey, @yourperformancelab.com. And we will be making some more of these breakdowns. So we will see you soon, and thanks again for watching the video.